everyone, this is 𝓈𝓅𝒾𝒸𝓎 here. If you like this audio, the full audio will be available on DL site, and I'll put the link in the description below. Much love. I wanted to record this because I didn't want to forget anything. Not a single moment. And maybe someday I'm going to let a certain special someone listen to it. And he's going to remember how much I love him. And he's going to smile. Because I was crazy about him from the very beginning. So, my first job out of school was working for my daddy's security company. And this really cute guy came in. But he had this bruise under his eye. There is a protocol I'm supposed to follow when someone comes in and it looks like there was a personal situation. So, I started talking to him, seeing if he wanted a guy to help him out instead. But we kinda hit it off. I made some kind of stupid little joke. I wish I could remember exactly what I said, but his face lit up. He doubled over laughing, and I remember feeling really good about that. But when it came time to make an appointment, he seemed kind of nervous again. Like he didn't want to wait a few days for someone to come over and put in the new locks. So I didn't have much plan for that evening except TV, and I told him that if he wanted, I could come over right now. And he said, great, it's a date. And as soon as he turned to leave, I was grinning like an idiot. My face was burning up, and I remember how excited I was. It was about closing time. I packed up my stuff, and I followed his car. He was renting this really cute townhouse, kind of an older neighborhood, and there were all sorts of problems. I was pretty sure I could have gotten in without ringing the doorbell, but that was kind of the point, I guess. We talked about what I would be installing, changing the assisting locks, adding deadbolts, making sure none of the windows could be opened from the outside. I was working on the storm door for the basement when I realized that he was cooking dinner. And it smelled really good. I was like a cartoon character. I was floating in the air, following the smell of a pie on the windowsill. And he was so fucking shy about it. Like, will you stay for dinner? I could tell he was kind of scared of being in the house alone. But my brain was like, puppy! He is a puppy, and I want to own him. I didn't say that because that would be weird, but I was definitely thinking that, and that his food is so good. I made sure he had my number. And before I got into my van, he already texted me back. The next day was a Friday. I was really thinking about seeing him again, but I didn't want to come on too strong. As it happened, he called me. It was about his ex. She made some fake accounts to harass him online, messaging him some pretty scary stuff. The cops weren't going to enforce his restraining order, and he wanted someone to be around, just in case. He didn't need to say any more. I was kinda giddy to have an excuse to come over again so soon. He taught me this really weird board game he likes, and he made me dinner again. He kept apologizing, as if his need to feel safe was the most selfish thing in the world. We were sitting on the couch and talking, and I put my hand on his, and I asked if that was alright. He looked so flustered, but he looked happy too. So we kept talking, and I was leaning a little closer, and then my hand was on his side, and he kissed me. I pulled him close, embraced him, and when we broke apart, his voice was shaking, and I told him not to worry about it. It's okay. I ran my fingers along his scalp, and he rested his head on my shoulder, and then that's when we heard the banging. My first instinct was to hold him closer. It's like he was shrinking into me, but the bang didn't stop. So I had to go investigate. It was his crazy ex, trying to kick down the door I just reinforced. Well, not on my watch. I circled around back and gave her a piece of my mind. She was absolutely livid that there was another woman at her man's place. She and we had a little moment of prayer together. It was a good fucking fight, in my opinion. I hadn't had a good scrap like that since high school. I can tell she wasn't used to people hitting back. I got a fat lip and some cuts on my cheek, but she got a lesson. That's what she got. I watched her run off, cursing me, and I had to smile. My, let's say at that time, he was my gentleman in distress. He patched me up. He actually had these really cute band-aids. And I think he was pretty keen on me sticking around in case she comes back. We held hands a lot, made out some more, and he offered to sleep in the couch. But I wasn't going to do that to him, so I camped out in the living room instead. And I didn't know it at the time, but that's how I moved in. First thing in the morning, I was setting up security cameras, putting bars on the window, and took him out to the park for a walk. He stopped at a little thrift shop, and I got him to try on some cute jeans. And when we got home, he changed my bandages, and things heated up. I set him back on the bed and took off his shirt and did his pants. I like to be on top, lacing my fingers with his, holding him against the mattress. He gets so hard when you kiss his neck. He looks away like he can't stand to watch himself be defiled in such a lewd way. I like that. It makes him easier to tease. In the moment, I thought I was just going to grind on his and make all over his tummy. But self-control isn't my strongest suit.